This is where it gets good. The glory of the story. So, y'all, this is the last part. Y'all excited? Wow. Y'all excited? Y'all want to know how it's going? Y'all want to know how it ended? So, cool. I was at my friend's house. Yeah, my friend. I had just came back from South Carolina because my trafficker was in jail for doing something else. And I had done bleached all his clothes, y'all. I went through a mental breakdown. I bleached all his clothes. I lost the apartment. I just did everything. It just went crazy, right? And y'all, he was about to get out of jail. Y'all know he used to beat me up, so I was scared. So I had called my mom and I was like, I'm scared. I think I left her a voicemail letting her know that he was about to get out because she didn't answer. But I didn't ever talk to her again. Y'all, while I was at my homegirl house and the police showed up, yeah, I was so heartbroken because I was supposed to get me like the new iPhone and iPhone 5C or something like that, y'all. I was supposed to be getting. I was so sad because I did not want to go home no more. Like, I had changed my mind. I was with my homegirl. My homegirl was like, she a big dog. If you know my homegirl, you know my homegirl. She the big dog. In my eyes, that was big dog. Like, that was my big sister. Like, that's who really had tapped me into my girl. Like, being a girl. Like, being super, super girly. Like, wearing lipstick and doing my makeup and everything. Like, my homegirl was like big dog. Like, that's my rolling. So, cool. We at my homegirl house. I hear her banging because I'm on her couch. She had a 1-bedroom. It's just her. She had no kids and anything. So she in the room, you know, doing her, chilling, vibing. It early in the morning. So, y'all, I rolled up off the couch because I know it's the police at this point. So she come answer the door. So I go in her room and hide. Y'all, why this girl was over there saying, come out, Nathifa, come out. Y'all, I was not coming out. I did not care about who was in that room, what were they doing, none of that. Baby, I'm not coming out. I'm not ready to go home. Like, I'm going to get an iPhone. But I ended up going home. Well, I didn't go home. I ended up going with the police. And when I got in the police car, the officer, his name was, I want to say Sergeant Marshall, because, y'all, I always gave him a higher title. But I love him, okay? He said to me, like, he basically was talking to me like he knew what I was doing. Like, he had proof that I was, like, out there selling my body and things like that. So I was like, I basically just had told him, like, I had told him because I thought he knew. So I just was confirming everything he was saying. Yeah, whole time he ain't know nothing. He ain't know nothing. That's why he was so quiet. Because he didn't know nothing. He was lying. Yeah, the police had done got me to tell. So I had told him everything. So by the time we got back to Warner Robins, because we was at Macon. By the time we got back to Warner Robins, hold on, y'all. By the time we got back to Warner Robins, y'all, I keep checking the time. By the time we got back to Warner Robins, for the third time, yeah, the GBI were there, the FBI were there. Like, these women, they wanted to talk to me. They wanted to know my business. They wanted to know everything. And y'all know what? That lady, Miss Hilton, she was nowhere in sight. But anyway, so when the GBI first came to talk to me, it was a lady. Her name was Miss Renee, and she had came with somebody else. Y'all, super, super sweet. That's my bookie. She saved my life. They saved my life. Marshall, Kim, Renee, Nancy, my babies. So, and I'm pretty sure it's a lot of people that play a part into helping me because I was a tough cookie. But anyways, y'all, they came, talked to me, and then once the GBI talked to me, I later talked to Miss Kim. I think I talked to them the same day, y'all. I think I talked to them the same day in different settings. Same day, different settings. Because, y'all, my case was one of the very first child sex trafficking case in the middle Georgia area to bring awareness to them that kids were being child sex trafficked. So, yeah, it was serious. It was serious. You feel me? It was real serious. So anyways, they talked to me. They was like, you're going to have to go to RIDC for 2 weeks, blah, 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 blah. And in the process of you going to RIDC, then you're going to go to this program. And you're going to start your journey to recovery. Yeah, so I did. I went to a program. I went to this program called Georgia Baptist Children's Home. At the time, the specific program that I was in with them, it was called a Victory Program. The Victory Program was also attached with another foundation called Wellsprings Living, I think it is. So it was very, very nice. It was in that era. It was nice, y'all. So I was definitely happy, and I was definitely optimistic about going there. Of course, I was nervous. I've never been around a lot of females like that. I've never been like a friend person. So I went there, and I started my journey with therapy. Excuse me. It was a lot of group classes. The group classes involved like sex, being aware of like sexual exploitation and how like sexual exploitation is passed on, like, and how, you know, in music videos it's portrayed, and different forms of like how, you know, it worked. I had Bible study group, sex ed group, I think I already said that, exercise. It was like every day of the week we had something to do, like educational wise, that was benefiting us in our recovery. And we had therapy. We had therapy with an intern, and we had therapy with an extra professional therapist who I also did love and appreciate. We went to school, homeschool. Everything was like home based, because it was like a safe house for girls that have been child sex trafficked, which there are not many in Georgia. I hate that. But so I went there, and I stayed there for quite a while. I don't think I talked to my trafficker in any of that time that I was there. I think he was in jail. So once I began to get permission to like go on passes with my family and things like that, I had ended up getting in contact with my trafficker. Okay, y'all, hold on. Yeah, I had ended up getting in contact with my trafficker, and once I got in contact with my trafficker, y'all, somebody kept calling me. They so rude. If I ignore your call, don't keep calling me. But no. I got in contact with my trafficker, and when I got in contact with him, of course, he was like, he missed me, blah, 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 blah. So I had ended up going home for a pass, and my mom boyfriend still was in the picture. I ran away. And when I ran away, I had went to South Carolina. I spent some time in South Carolina. I did not do anything pertaining to child sex trafficking. I just had a sugar daddy that paid for me to go to South Carolina, and I just was up there just living young, wild, and free. So I was on the run from home and at the group home, because technically I was supposed to go back to the group home. But then when I went back to Georgia, I called my trafficker, and I was like, hey, what you doing? I was trying to see what hotel he was at, so I don't end up going to the same hotel as him. So I pulls up at the hotel that I wanted to go to, which was Days Inn. Y'all, when my sugar daddy, he knew like of this particular sugar daddy, so he knew the car and everything. So when he went, and y'all, my sugar daddy did not stay with me in South Carolina. He was not one of them. It was not that kind of situation. Like, he just loved me, so he just did like a lot of stuff for me. So anyways, we pulled up to the hotel. I don't see my trafficker nowhere in sight. So then I goes, like, my sugar daddy goes to get the room. Once he gets the room, I get out to get the room. So my trafficker called me back, and he was like, I know where you at. And he's like laughing. So when he starts laughing, he was like, I was like, you don't know where I'm at. So he was like, open the door. So I don't even get up because I don't think he know where I'm at. Y'all, I start hearing knocking at the door. Y'all, it was him. We was at the same hotel. So cool. I told him, I was like, I'm not working for you. I'm not doing nothing for you. Like, I'm trying to make money for myself because, y'all, I'm still young and I don't know, you know, whatever. But at this point, I became smart. I became smart. So, like, he had his own room. I had my own room. So, when my room ran out with my sugar daddy, I asked him, I was like, hey, can you get me a room? I will pay you, blah, 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 blah. So, he paid for the room in his name, but it was a different room. So, I had my own room. And then I asked him, I was like, hey, can you post me because I need to make some money? So he posts me under the agreement that every time I went out to spend money, that he will be able to spend money too. So y'all, me being me, I done got so in tune. I'm like, I'm just gonna spend money when you're not around. So you're not even gonna know when I spend money. And then he started asking me to like mold his other girls and like teach them how to do it, blah, 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 blah. And y'all, remind y'all, I'm on the run from the group home and the FBI is involved. Y'all, why they done pulled up at the hotel and caught us all in the same room? I had my own room, but at the time when they came, I was in the room with him. So now they caught us together. And this particular time, we had done did a video in the tub, like me and two other girls. Whole time I'm thinking they older than me. They thinking I'm older than them. Come to find out we all in the same age bracket. We all juveniles. So cool. When the police came, one of the girls wasn't there. She already had left. She was like doing her own thing. So it was only me and another girl that was underage. So we both had ended up like, I don't know if the other girl went to RYDC or what had happened. I think her daddy had came to get her or something. But I went to RYDC because, you know, I'm on the run from the group home. And they're like going to put me there until they could get me back to the group home. So I goes back to RYDC and I'm like talking to the police. And he was like, what was you doing with him? And is this who you was referring to? Blah, 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 blah. So all this happened. I don't think he went to jail. I don't think he went to jail that night. But they took my phone because, of course, my phone had the video of me and the other girls in the bathtub and the pictures of me and the other girls in the bathtub. So they took my phone. And, yeah, they took my phone. And I went back to the group home. I completed the group home. Yes, yes, yes. I completed the group home. And then after completing the group home, I went back home with my mom for a little while. And that just wasn't working for me. So I left again and I ran away and I stayed gone. And I haven't been back since. And I was 16 at that time. Once I left the group home and I completed the group home, completed my therapy, completed the program. I was 16. I left home. After leaving home, I then later got pregnant the following year. So this is all like 2013 time to put it in real time perspective. In 2013 is when me and my trafficker got caught together. When I completed a program. And then I went home. By 2014, I got pregnant with my first son. At this point, I'm 17 years old. So I had my first son. Then I got married. Then I had another baby. And life just kept lifing, y'all. Life just kept lifing. Life just kept lifing. Life is still lifing. I got 3 kids now. Life is still lifing. I left that marriage, remarried. Life is just still lifing, okay, y'all? That's all I can say. Life is still lifing. I lost a lot of friends on the way. A lot of things happened. Yeah, y'all, that's how the story hit. Oh, let me tell y'all. Sorry, y'all. I skipped a big part. While I was pregnant with my son, my trafficker was convicted for y'all that want to know. He was convicted. He did get 30 years in federal penitentiary. He got 30 years in the federal penitentiary. After I started speaking out and publicly speaking to girls regarding my stories, one day I was at a panel and it just stemmed in my head to reconnect. No, hold on, let me be honest with y'all. We stayed connected, like in between, like it wasn't consistent connection. It's just like I just always wanted him to see like, oh, I'm doing good, like blah 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 blah. So I like would periodically like send pictures and things like that. But the connection has stopped, and then it reconnected later on, because in 2021, I want to say 2021, I started speaking out about my story. And with me started speaking out about my story, I was on a panel and something was said basically saying like, you know, nobody never knows how it is as a victim. Like once you survive something, like the trauma don't end there. And you know, people go to prison, and I'm one to say like I'm not okay with him having 30 years, in the defense that the 30 years isn't doing anything for me. Like it's not helping me heal, beside the fact that he don't have access to me, so he can't like torment me or nothing like that, like actually torment me. That is my stance. I'm not saying that I want the time gone, because God, please don't take the damn time away. But I just feel like prison do not offer real rehabilitation, and that is my big gist against the prison system, that they don't offer rehabilitation, proper rehabilitation. And so I reconnect, you know, just so he could get an insight of how my life is, like, you know, trying to recover and become a survivor and help others. And that did not end well, y'all. It just ended last year. And I would do a separate video about how that ended, because it ended really, really bad. Really, really bad. Really, really bad. But, yeah, that ended, and, you know, life just kept life in. As far as me and my mom relationship, that recently just got long handle spooned. Like, that's how our relationship is. We still don't have that relationship. We still haven't talked about stuff, because it's very hard to talk to her. I don't know. I guess I really don't know. I can't answer for her. I assume that most of it is shame and most of it is in denial. I don't know. But at the same time, she still talks bad about me. So I don't know how to really give y'all an honest perspective about that. As for her boyfriend, nothing ever happened to him. He have 2 kids. He's remarried. And I still haven't forgave him. If you really want me to be honest and transparent, there's one person in my whole journey that I just still haven't forgave, because I feel like he's played such a big part. And this year, I'm hoping that I do uncover that leaf and be able to forgive him, y'all. Not for him, but for myself, so I can move on and I can feel better about things, because that is definitely one person that holds a lot of my energy, because I just have a lot of resentment towards him, you know, as far as me and my mom relationship, which I can't blame him, because, you know, no one really have control of anyone. But I try to sympathize with the whole experience, and I try to understand, even from the experiences that I've experienced in my life, like the domestic violence. I try to sympathize with that, and you know how it can affect your self-esteem and things like that, to take that into consideration for my mom. But it's just a lot of behaviors that was done on her end as well that I just can't sympathize with. And and considering my mom was the breadwinner of the entire relationship, I can't really look at finances beside her, you know, probably gaining things credit wise. You know, I don't know, like, I try to sympathize with a lot of stuff, and I try to gain understanding, as I am a mother of 3 kids. But some things I just can't understand or wrap my head around, such as like, it's a lot. Definitely, just to be completely transparent with y'all, it's a lot of things I can't sympathize with her on, because I don't understand. And all I can say, y'all, is I hope, as far as my mom relationship, like, I just hope that, you know, the Lord don't call her home before she could make things right, not only with me, but my siblings as well, because it's definitely a lot that needs to be uncovered. It's definitely a lot that need to be uncovered, and unfortunately it's things that money can't buy and undo, and, you know, give us the peace. And I'm speaking for me and all my siblings at this point, because even as adults, we've had these conversations, and I'm saying this even though me and my siblings aren't on the best of terms, because, you know, at times I feel like they act like my mom in a way, like they treat me the way my mom treat me. And it's cool, but, you know, at the end of last year, I decided, like, I'm choosing me. And whether or not I still love them, because most of this is like from my mom and her boyfriend. They always made them feel like, you know, you don't want to be like Nathifa, and, you know, my mom sheltered them, like she don't want them to struggle, and, you know, things like that. And it's just like, for me, like, if my life falls apart tomorrow, like, y'all, all I got is me, my kids. Like, if everybody that I do have in my corner decides to walk, it would just be me. Like, and that's just the reality of things for me. So I don't ever think, you know, it's my mom. It's just a lot of things, you know. And even without the boyfriend, a lot of things has been done, said. And I just, y'all, I'm at the point where I just try to keep the relationship as, you know, as cordial as possible. And I still get triggered from things and behaviors that she present, but I take the good with the good, and I just take what I could get, because it just helped me cope just a little bit better, whether she know it or not. Like, and I don't want to cry, y'all, but it's very touchy for me. So that's one thing that I'm battling with, like, silently at the current moment, that nobody knows about. As far as my trauma and things like that, I'm still dealing with that, but y'all, life didn't stop there for me. So it just seems like it's so much other stuff to deal with, rather than digging through that right now. I'm sorry, this video is very lengthy, but as of today, I'm a survivor. I'm your sex trafficking survivor advocate. I am definitely a voice for girls, boys, everybody. I'm gonna go to the top. If I could do it, I'm gonna do it. Even if it caused me stress and whatever it causes, that's just my passion, because I really wish I had that. I always wish I had that, and I still wish I have that, because I advocate for me and I advocate for everybody else. So I give what I want back in return, in hopes one day. So I definitely do that, even though I do have a very, very special victim advocate, overachiever. Like, love that lady to death. Like, I love her. But yeah, y'all, that's my story. If y'all have more questions, let me know, because I was trying not to make this too lengthy, because it can be a very tedious, lengthy process. So I probably did, like, you know, speed the story up to skip a few parts, because I was trying to stay focused just specifically on how my child sex trafficking occurred. And of course, now we're at the end. I'm telling y'all how it's going for me, which, transparency, life is still lifing for me, but I'm here, I'm in therapy, I'm doing it, I'm still good, and I'm making it, y'all. I'm happy.